Good morning, all of you. Now we will be starting the next part of module number 4, transducers. What is a transducer? It is nothing but a device that converts one form of energy into another form. It is a device that converts one form of energy into another form. We saw in the previous class measurement system, there were there were three stages, there were three elements of a measurement system. One, the primary stage or the primary transducer. Second, intermediate stage or it is a intermediate transducer, and the third is a terminating device. What is the first stage? Sensor stage. Why it is called as a transducer? It is called as a transducer because it senses the input signal and converts it into some other output form. If you take the example of a thermometer which for measuring the temperature, what happens if the thermometer is dipped into the hot water? The sensor will sense the temperature as input signal. What will be the output? As soon as it senses the hot temperature, immediately the mercury level in the thermometer tube rises. This is the output signal. So displacement of mercury level in the capillary tube is the output signal. This is called as the output signal. So therefore, any transducer, it converts one form of energy into another form. That is called as a transducer. Different types of transducers are there. Some are called as active transducers. Some are called as passive transducers. What is a active transducer? Active transducer is a transducer that generates its energy on its own. Self-generating transducers, they develop their own voltage or current. They do not need any auxiliary unit. Such transducers are called as active transducers. What is a passive transducer? Passive transducers need a externally powered device. They need some device to generate voltage or current. They don't become active on themselves. Hence, they are called as passive transducers. Correct? Now, other than the active and the passive transducers, the transducers are further divided into primary transducers, secondary transducers. What is a primary transducer? Primary transducer is a transducer that first senses the input signal to be measured, then converts it into some output form. This is called as primary transducer. What is secondary transducer? Secondary transducer takes the output of the primary transducer, then it filters it, it amplifies it, it converts the variable into understandable form, then transmits it to the third stage. Such a transducer is called as secondary transducer. These transducers are classified into mechanical transducers, electrical transducers, pneumatic transducers, and electronic transducers. Now we will see what are mechanical transducers. Mechanical transducers are the transducers that make use of mechanical elements like Bourdon tubes, spiral tubes, helical tubes, and other mechanical devices such as bellows, diaphragms, etc. That is why these devices are called as mechanical transducers. These transducers are used for measuring force, pressure, displacement, force, and temperature. We see many of the mechanical transducers or the mechanical transducing elements in the diagram on the screen. The first one, the C shape, is the Bourdon tube, then the spiral tube, twisted tube. Below you see the diaphragm. A flat diaphragm is there, then there are different corrugated diaphragm is there, and the third one, a metallic capsule is there, and at the last bellows are there. When you pump the bellow, air is sucked. So bellows are used for pumping the oil, pumping the air out. Correct? What is a diaphragm? If you see the flat diaphragm, from one side, if the air flows, if a high pressure air enters the diaphragm will bulge, its shape will change. This For that diaphragm, some sensors are attached. They measure the pressures of the air flowing. So all these are mechanical elements. So one example of a mechanical transducer is explained below here on the diagram. Bourdon tube. Here, Bourdon tube is used here for measuring the pressure in the screen here. What is Bourdon tube? It is nothing but a C shape or elliptical shape. A Bourdon tube is a flexible tube made up of very thin, soft copper or brass material. It is very thin and flexible. Its cross-sectional area is elliptical. One end of the tube is sealed, means it is closed. Other end is open for the input purpose. So at the bottom side of the C tube, there is an open screw is there, open hole is there, through which a high pressure air enters, high pressure fluid enters. As soon as the high pressure fluid enters that tube, the tube which is in the resting condition will immediately become active, and its free end will be displaced. Its free end of the C tube will slightly move, it will get displaced. So input is high pressure air. What is the output of the Bourdon tube? Displacement of the free end. Displacement of the free end. So therefore the high pressure input air is converted into displacement of the free end of the tube. Hence the Bourdon tube is called as the primary transducer. Then the free end of this tube is connected by lever with then a cam and a set of gears. This lever, cam and the set of gears are called as intermediate stages or intermediate transducer, secondary transducer, because the displacement of the free end of the tube, then, which is very small, it is processed, it is converted in with the help of these mechanisms into some understandable form. That is why they are called as the set of gear mechanisms. The lever is called as a secondary transducer elements. Then this, at the end of the last gear, a pointer is there which is moving over the scale. So at the end of the as soon as the tube displaces, gear mechanism will operate, and then the pointer will move over the scale. What is the pointer? It is a terminating stage, third stage. The pointer will move over the scale to indicate the reading. What does that reading indicate? The reading indicates the pressure of the input air which has entered the Bourdon tube. So high pressure air enters the Bourdon tube, then the free end is connected to the mechanisms. Mechanism moves and the pointer moves over the scale. Means the pointer will measure the high pressure air over the scale. This is how mechanical elements work. This is how the mechanical transducers work. Okay, bellows are there, proving rings are there. Different types of elements are used in mechanical transducers. If you see the screen now, electrical transducer. What are electrical transducers? Electrical transducers are the transducers which are especially used for intermediate stages or the intermediate element. First stage will take the signal, give the output. The output of the first stage is given to the second stage. Now this second stage is electrical transducers. Electrical transducers don't use mechanical parts, hence they do not have friction, inertia. That is why errors are less in electrical transducer elements. Errors are less, hence they are frequently used where accuracies are required. Electrical transducers are used as secondary transducers. They take the input of the primary stage, then they modify it, filter it, amplify it, and give it to the transmitting stage. If you see the first type, resistive transducer. What is resistive transducer? If you see a transducer having two bars are there. On the top bar, a slide is there. The slide is moved over the guide rod, and this slide, what happens? It moves over the slide is having a pointer or a pin which touches the resistance element. What is the resistance element? It is a copper element. It is a copper wire or a rod. The slide touches the copper rod. It is called as a resistive element. Then at the two sides of this frame, the connections are given to the current. Now this is called a secondary transducer because suppose, for example, some other primary transducer is there. It senses the input signal and it gives the output signal. For example, Bourdon tube. Bourdon tubes takes the input signal as pressure, output is displacement. That displacement output signal of the Bourdon tube is supplied to this slide of the resistive transducer. The slide is there. So because of displacement is supplied to the slide will move over the resistance element. Correct? As the slide moves over the resistance element, then the effective length or the resistance of the conductor, the resistance of the resistive element will change. As the slide moves over the resistance element, here in the diagram, the resistance will change. This change in resistance is nothing but the output of this resistive slide, output of the resistive transducer. Means what was the pressure of the Bourdon tube, it was converted into the displacement of the free end. That displacement was given to the slide moved over the resistance element, the resistance changed. This change in resistance is nothing but measurement of the pressure supplied to the Bourdon tube. So Bourdon tube pressure depends on this resistance, or the resistance here depends upon the pressure. Correct? So as the pressure is more, resistance is more. When the pressure has resistance, so this change in resistance is nothing but change in the pressure. So this is an electrical transducers. As I said, electrical transducers are very small and compact in size. They don't have frictional, or the frictional inertia effects are reduced, minimized. Remote recordings and control is possible. Amplifications obtained are very high. Less power consumption is there. So these are some of the advantages of electrical transducers element. Correct? So we saw mechanical transducers and electrical transducers. Okay. Some other electrical transducers are also defined in the uh, PPT, which I am going to send you. Study all the transducers. Okay. I have explained you one mechanical transducer and one electrical transducer. The others you study from the PPT notes. Okay. Thank you all.